My phone number is 415-326-4276. I never answer because I'm losing my hearing and phone calls are challenging at times. That is why I request that if you call, please leave a detailed message, speak clearly, and your phone number. I don't return phone calls from overseas. I simply cannot afford to. But I welcome your input anyway, as a matter of fact, because together we learn, and I value your point of view. Oh yes, I have been scolded for divulging way too many of my seeming secrets. Well, I think we harbor far too many secrets anyway. Besides, there are no secrets from the government anyway. And let's face it, who would you rather share your secrets with? Your friend or the government? That was my first question. I have 4 more. Right about now, my astute fans and friends are saying, wait a minute, I have seen those pictures before. Yes, you have. I'm cheating. I'm recycling old pictures to this video. Consider this interactive thoughts of Microdac. Because I share my phone number and email address, I get some very interesting emails and some amazing phone calls. I do. I learn a lot from my email and my phone calls because, quite frankly, as you know, I am wrong frequently, so I'm corrected often. One phone call was about my religious views. I have stated that I consider myself a spiritual person and I have no use for organized religions. They are, in my opinion, divisive, filled with hate, and very controlling. That is, they all use the fear of God to control people's mind and spirit, and to justify some of the most egregious atrocities against mankind. So, in one phone call, I challenged the caller to define God. My request was to explain God to me in detail. My second question is this: how do you define God? And please, define God by not using other people's opinion and points of view. In other words, define God by way of facts. Once upon a time, I visited a very devout lady. She was a very, very, very religious woman. On her wall was a picture of Jesus, blonde hair and blue eyes. I had to ask, do you really believe that Jesus looked like that? Of course, she said with conviction. So, my third question is this: if Jesus really exists, what do you think he looked like? Okay, moving on, I'm going to read you a translation of a piece of literature, and my fourth and fifth questions will be, can you name the source, and can you expound on its meaning? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. God created me first of all, the first of his works, long ago. I was made in the very beginning, at the first before the world began. I was born before the oceans, when there were no springs of water. I was born before the mountains, before the hills were set in place, before God made the earth and its fields, or even the first handful of soil. I was there when he set the sky in place, when he stretched the horizon across the ocean, when he placed the clouds in the sky, when he opened the springs of the oceans, and ordered the waters of the sea to rise no further than he said. I was there when he laid the earth's foundation. I was beside him like an architect. I was his daily source of joy, always happy in his presence, happy with the world, and pleased with the human race. Can you name the source and the meaning of that piece of literature? Good night, and by all means, please continue to share your comments and your suggestions.